Testing. Can you hear me? Cool. All right. So I can't tell if the screen is delayed. Like it's showing me in this little box here, but I guess we'll find out. So what's going on, everyone? Obviously, a little bit of a time in between the last couple of videos here. For all of you guys that follow me on Twitter, you know I've been quite depressed about basketball, obviously, and also drinking a lot because of basketball. So playoffs over, LeBron James lost. I'm very upset, but this dump on Bitcoin has given me some solace because obviously it was pretty cool to see kind of what I expected. What up, Ed? Kind of what I expected to happen happened. So test out the live stream here. Thanks, Cred, there for helping me get this set up. I know it was a pain. I'm super not technically inclined with this kind of shit, but anyways, we'll kind of do a breakdown of what we saw happen today in price, and then since we're live, we can answer some questions. Testing delay. Is it fast or what? We can answer some questions, and then we'll do that poll. I posted the poll back in May, back when we were like May 22nd. Down here, I guess. Then we had a little bit of an up move, and then obviously we're here today. So the timing's good. Probably about 7 seconds. Awesome, super accurate. Thanks. Timing's good for this video. The results of the poll were pretty conclusive in one direction here. So, how to make money when prices are dropping. Everyone the necked Pepe voted for that one. So that's kind of what we'll talk about. I won't do too much bragging. As most of you know, I had a little bit of fun on Twitter today retweeting some shit. So that's always fun. But it's cool to see these things play out. We can kind of explain why, and then we'll go through kind of what I expect to happen next. And, see if we can do it again. So I guess let's just start with, what the move was. So, I mean, there's a lot of lines on the chart here, more than I would normally have on. I'd probably have some of these turned off, but obviously since we're doing a video here, I want to show you guys kind of exactly what I'm looking at, and you can copy these lines if you want, but realize when I'm trading, I don't have this much shit going on. I just have lines, like I said countless times, around where price action is currently. So I wouldn't need these lines up here at 9,900 and 9,500. Those were from the last video I did where I kind of showed you guys me marking up a chart from beginning to end. So a couple of things to address initially. First of all, shout out to all the new followers. It's crazy. In April 9th, I had 900 followers. It is now June 10th, 2 months later, and I'm almost at 10,000. It's crazy. It's been fun. Some of it is kind of fucked. You can see how my DMs look after posting some shit. It's been interesting. But yeah, shout out to everyone who's joining. Excited to keep growing, and what you'll see here, and especially what's so great about a time like right now, is you can trim your followers list and shrink the watch list, please, sir. All right, yes, boss. You can kind of trim your followers list and follow people who actually know what they're doing. You'll notice that there's people who've been pointing this out for a while, and there's a lot of people who are flipping between bear and bull and constantly over and over again, and those are the people you don't want to follow unless you do it smartly and are doing it for sentiment. Yes, exactly. I am the indicator. Anyways, unsupported resolution for latency. Should I click this cred or no? I'm gonna assume no. God, one day I'll be good with computers, guys. Um, anyways, so get rid of idiots who clearly had no idea this was coming. I mean, it's okay. It's so funny when stuff like this happens. Like the first thing people do is they try and like dig up dirt on some trader and be like, oh, well, look, he missed the move or he went long here. Like anyone who knows what they're doing has stops and stuff in place. So if they get knocked out of a trade, even, like Flood, for example, I think he went long at like 76.50 and like right here, which is like literally the top. Like that sucks, but I'm very confident that he had a stop and was stopped out of his position and either got in a short or just went flat. And it didn't wreck him like most people online seem to think. So definitely one of the curses when you get more people on. Thanks, buddy. Welcome. A bigger following. You get a lot more people talking shit. I finally shilled my ref link here. So all those guys talking shit, hopefully can come pay me some money on BitMEX while they're getting owned. Anyways, God, Twitter was so fun today, guys. I'm not even going to lie. This trade was fucking awesome. So we can go over this, and I have another long-term trade exactly like this as to what I think is going to happen from here. So, anyways, the simple thing is people got to realize is like this is still like so much going down, at least like in a downtrend. So every time you've taken a long since back in December, it's been a lower probability trade than a short. And that's just the way it is. This is just the daily chart. The higher time frames look even worse, right? This looks awful. So very precarious. How many diagonal lines did you see break? People drawing diagonals. I think I even retweeted Yoda's stupid fucking diagonal. Look at this thing. That didn't work out too well, did it? Anyways, so shorts, that's how you make money when price is going down. You learn how to short and you remove your bias and your constant need to long Bitcoin. I don't know what people's issue is with trading. Yeah, there you go. He closed and went flat. Exactly. So that's what I mean. So when people try and say, oh, fuck this guy, like he says he knows what he's doing, he went long up there. It's like, yeah, but he has risk management in place. That's the difference between traders and people who don't know what's going on. They have stops, they have risk planned, they have all this figured out before they enter the trade. But the bottom line is, people seem to be getting crushed, and it's because they have this urge to long Bitcoin all the time, when it's like remove your bias, forget what this is, forget that it's Bitcoin, forget it's anything. It's just a chart, it can only go up and down, and right now it's been going down for months. So those are going to be the higher probability plays. It does not mean that there's not opportunities for longs, but they're going to be lower probability by the nature of the higher time frames. And in my opinion, every time I've been trying to catch a long to catch a knife, I just seem to get fucking bit. So it's like, why am I wasting money, trading counter trend? And thanks, sweaty blue balls. I love you too, man. So Cardi, to your question for refunds for the short last night, or the long, excuse me. Yeah, I got fucked on that too. But I tried to catch. I think it was here. I tried to catch this. Like I caught a long somewhere in here, and I think I was in profit briefly. I got in on this candle here, and I got in not even a great price. I think it was $72.95. And I was up for a bit, but obviously I was sleeping here. This is the middle of the night for me, and I had to stop resting at this swing low right here. So basically, I didn't want to be in that trade anymore. If this broke, and it got crushed as we see, and we went lower. So there's probably a long to be had somewhere in here. But again, why are we trading counter trend? I can kind of discuss this. Yeah, I'll go over all that stuff, guys. So the bottom line is, though, I mean, this has been going down. I got burned on a long two. It happens. If you have a stop in place, you're not gonna stress too much. But to me, we had a lot of bullishness on Twitter. You know, you guys saw it over the last few days. Every time I posted something bearish, I got a lot of hate. You know, it's in when I posted that tweet about capitulation, like you guys got to pay attention to what's going on Twitter. If you're following the right people, you can go on Twitter and you can use it as a tool just to like strengthen your case, seeing what people are posting, even down to the fucking memes. When people are posting these stupid memes, it's always the same type of idea that they're getting across based on a certain situation where we are in the market, and people were getting overconfident. They thought, okay, this time we're breaking through 7,600. Let's just get into where price was here. Turn all my fucking little tools back on here. So, I mean, did this look like it was this? So this here, these two red lines, this is the bearish order block that's basically been holding price down for, the last week. And as you can see, we had quite a few interactions with it that you could have shorted. And I know people were longing these little BARTs, whatever you want to call them, trying to get in down here for a run through 7,800. But if you notice, like this was such weak attempts to get over it. And there was so many opportunities to enter a trade here on the short side that it's like, why would you even be looking for longs? Fucking, there we go. So, I mean, you can do the wick, you can do from right here. Where do I want to go here? Let's do this one, for example. Right, so I tweeted this like out to some guy on some random dude on Twitter. I said I would be looking for shorts. This doesn't look like it wants to scale for me properly. There we go. I'd be looking for shorts like going into 7,650 to 7,800 because I didn't think we were going to get through this. We had a couple of attempts. Yeah, we had higher lows, but like how many people were drawing this stupid meme triangle here on all of these time frames and be like, oh, here we go. Like the triangle got fucked, guys. That's why I don't use those diagonal lines. My pulse love you too. This is funny. Anyway, so if you guys go back and watch my videos, so I have like a lot of people that ask questions, and I appreciate the questions. I want to answer as much as I can, but a lot of these questions that newer people in the Discord I find are asking are questions that I've already answered like several times, whether it's within the Discord or whether it's in a previous video. And as you learn and as you progress in your trading, you should be going back and watching these videos again. And I'm not saying that to shill my YouTube and get more views on the videos, but you should. But the point is you're going to know more now than you did before. And you're going to have a better understanding of some of the things I'm going over, because there's going to be things in there that you didn't understand the first time through that, just like ICT videos, if you watch them over again, you're going to find and gather more knowledge and just like more little tidbits of information that you're going to say, okay, like this makes sense now when you put it together with what you've been studying on your own. So these are perfect examples of my last video, Mond, was on what order blocks to use. I posted an educational link in here about it. I posted a whole video on it, so go and check that out about which order blocks to check. Same thing with this. I mean, for volume, I don't use volume generally because there is no volume data in Forex anyways, so I never used volume. Again, this is kind of in line with this question. If you go back and watch, and this as well, this was in, I believe, the April 9th video. I go over the EQ of the order block and why that's important. and these are in the ICT videos as well. So I'm here to definitely like help, but part of it is going to be you guys taking, onus on your own learning and, applying these things. There's definitely a bunch of people in the Discord who every day are improving and posting charts, and in the dog pound too. Shout out to everyone in there who's watching. Guys who are just improving by studying not just what I post, but all sorts of stuff, and then posting and paper trading and improving and monitoring, their success, keeping a trading journal. All of these things matter. There's no shortcut. You can't just copy exactly what I do or what ICT does. You got to, piece together your own strategy. And, so part of that, I guess I'm digressing from the initial question is, but yeah, a lot of these questions you guys are asking have already been answered. So go through the old videos, go through, all of the education section in the dog pound or in my Discord, wherever you are. And you'll find a lot of the answers you're looking for. And if you still haven't found them at that point, then of course ask me. I'm more than happy to help. So daily chart was super shitty, right? We knew that this breaker here was going to provide support. When we got above it, if you remember when we did, this is right when I started doing the YouTube and stuff here, early April, we said above this, it's going to be bullish. And where did they pump it to? They pumped it almost precisely to 10,000. What is 10,000? It's a psychological number. It's an institutional level. It's a big round number. So the sentiment online of what people are going to be saying and getting hyped up about when we approach 10,000, it was, extremely bullish. Bitcoin's going to 100,000. It's going to, 50,000, whatever it was. Everyone was going insane. And I think if you guys remember, at least some of the OGs of the group do, how many hours? A lot of hours, bro. Jim, I've watched every one of ICT's free videos at least 3 times, every single one, and some of them more than 3 times. So I don't know how many hours that is, but it's a lot. Anyways, if you remember, I posted this fake bull flag here. We had the fake out to 10K, and then, naturally this dump just occurred right after. And so on May 11th, I posted the short I was taking. And the short was very much premised on this weekly levels here, the pump into $10,000, and then this price swing, retracement, and this all lined up, and there's an order block in here as well, I believe on the 4-hour. Right here. You could also use this one. Not as good of an entry, but this order block here. You guys should be so impressed with how much better I'm getting at fucking trading view, thanks to all of you. Oh god, didn't go far enough. Oh, just as I say that, I fucking dropped the ball. Jesus Christ. There it is, right? That was the trade. So weekly level, the range concept we discussed. What is the OTE really? More than a tool to measure the range of a move, right? So we're in upper part of the range, lines up with the retracement. We had the false bear flag. We had the run to 10K, and it all lined up perfectly for an epic short, which I posted, and I've now closed. So whenever I said I was net short, this is the exact position I took. This is a swing trade. This was a trade I held for literally over a month. And here's the result. It's a huge payoff. And where was my risk? My risk was way up here, because when the payoff is huge, you can have your stop. Because if we blew through here, obviously we're going up. So I was still able to get, I think, 3-1 based on those parameters, and it was a great trade. So that's the trade I took. That's the one I posted about. But there were several trades in between then that you could have had. If everyone's watched their ICT stuff, like I posted in the Discord just earlier, very much similar to Wyckoff, this pattern. But that was a, sell model. Consolidation, expansion, consolidation above the breaker, expansion into a predefined higher time frame level. We have a weekly level here, and we have $10,000, $100 higher. then a breakdown, and then what happens? You expand down, you clear out the stops under here and under here on the way down, and eventually you don't have to complete it all the way down here. We could very well clear out this consolidation down here, or this low could hold, and a new leg of price action can happen. So to make money in a bear market, you guys gotta, I don't even like using the term bear market, but the fact of the matter is price has been going down, and as long as you remove your bias about like Bitcoin going up to all-time highs again, and just realize that you should just trade this thing up and down, like Bitcoin is not going to go to 20,000 in one candle. So you're going to have plenty of opportunity to get in along for your core Bitcoin position. Like that's the thing. I'm going to have to do another video, and I think I'm going to collaborate with some of the guys in the pound about doing a video on risk management, because I can just tell from the temperature of people posting on my tweets and people posting in the various discords that there's not enough strategy in a lot of what you guys are doing. You guys don't, and I say this like as a generalization, I know lots of you do know what's going on, but a lot of traders who want to be traders at least, they don't have a strategy. So people are asking me, well, when should I, get my entire portfolio in Bitcoin for the next bull run? You got to have more to it than that. Like I have a stack of Bitcoin that I don't trade. I'm just accumulating Bitcoin. And then I have a stack on BitMEX that I use for longer term swing trades, like the one I just showed you. And I have another BitMEX account that I use with scalping, or not scalping even, but shorter term trades and shorter swings, like the short I also posted from 7,800 down to here. And then I have various altcoins, some for shorter term, some for longer term. Like your successful trading starts with a successful strategy of where to allocate your funds. What is your risk tolerance? What is your level of knowledge? Like if you don't know what you're doing, you shouldn't be on BitMEX trading your entire stack of crypto. But I fear that a lot of people are, based on some of the reactions we get when we have, everyone was complaining about this sideways action. We finally get a move of $1,000 in the direction that I think was pretty obvious, and people are acting like they're ruined and they're gonna have to quit trading and go back to work. And it's like, well, how are you that wrecked off of this one candle? Like if that's the case, you need to take a step back and like maybe not be live trading yet and be doing some studying on just basic principles of risk management. And so like I said, I'll do a video on that. Because moves like this shouldn't fuck you. Like if you got long here, like you shouldn't be getting liquidated. You should have a stop. That's the bottom line. And if your core Bitcoin position, you got in at everything at 7,000 and you're freaking out because it's down here, 2 years from now, who knows where Bitcoin's gonna be? Probably more than 7,000. So who cares, right? Like you'll be way less stressed when you have a proper strategy in place. So I think that will be a video in itself, but the first thing to do to make money when price is going down is a couple of things. First of all, to learn how to short. You can do that on Bitfinex, you can do that on Kraken, you can do that on BitMEX. You don't need to use leverage on BitMEX. You can use no leverage, especially when you're learning, or very low leverage. Start, disassociating your emotions from what Bitcoin is, and being bullish on crypto as a space, and just say, okay, if I want to be a trader, I need to be able to trade up and down. The other way to make money when things are going down like this is to dollar cost average down your altcoin positions. So everyone knows about my bag of LBC that is just suffering right now. I am down so much on this coin. I don't even want to talk about it really, but the bottom line is I think that this one is going to pump, and I think when it does, it has a lot of upside potential. So as it's been getting crushed, and as you see, it just broke another key swing low here. So how much lower can it go? I don't even know, but I've bought more on the way down. I think I have LBC from up here initially, which was so shitty. But I've held it and I've bought more, and now my average cost is closer to like 3,000 on my entire bag, And so I'm down, but I'm not as down if I would have just bought it at 7,000 and just be holding it now. And that's called dollar cost averaging. That's buying your average cost down by getting in lower entries. And yeah, it sucks sometimes, but in theory, this is making me money because when this does pump, I'm going to have more of the actual coin, and B, I'm going to have a lower average cost. So if it goes to 9,000 and my average cost is 3,000, I've gone 3x. Whereas if I would have just bought it here and held it, and then it finally gets back up to 9,000, I'm selling just above break even. So those are kind of two really easy ways to start improving your trading. Altcoins, I mean, unless it's on Bitfinex, obviously someone correct me if I'm wrong, you can't really short them. And the occasional ones on BitMEX, you can't really short them. Anywhere else, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong there, but I don't really short most altcoins outside of like the main ones that are on BitMEX, like XRP and ETH. So I dollar cost average any other alt positions I'm in, ones that I think are going to pump eventually. Sometimes you get a shitty entry, use the bear market or the downtrend to improve your entry, especially on ones that you are holding long term. I've been holding this thing for 4 months. Why would I sell down here? Like, why? I'm better off just holding it for another 4 months and hoping that eventually it breaks this high and flies. Maybe it won't. But it's an unrealized loss at this point. So that's part of not being emotional. Don't be emotionally attached to this money. If you're emotionally attached to the money you're investing, you're probably investing too much. So there you go. Can short alts on Polo. So again, dollar cost averaging. That's the easiest one. You don't even really need to buy at previous support. That's all I did. I drew out support and order blocks and shit, and I just bought it on the way down at what I thought was a great price. I loaded up on some here, and I loaded up on, I believe I even got some down here, thinking that would be as low as it goes, and now I'm even more underwater. But that's okay. I'm not stressing. If this thing goes to zero and I can't sell it for anything, I'm still going to be able to feed myself. I'm still going to be able to pay rent. So if you can't feel like that, you're investing too much money. Obviously, the other thing to do is to remove your bias and learn to short. There's been plenty of short opportunities on Bitcoin. The latest one, I'll show you right now. We had all these levels posted on my Twitter. They were posted in the Discord. They were shared. Everyone on Twitter was talking about 7,800. We had this bullish breaker that was support for some weeks that is now resistance, right? And we tapped it precisely here. When we failed to go through the breaker here, and then on this second drive, we did not even get to it, that's when I knew I was ready to short. And so I opened another position, shorting. This is an order block here, essentially this swing. And you short up here, 76.50. Again, I posted that one on Twitter, and then boom, right? That one paid off right away. Where are you targeting? I mean, look at the fibs line up on this one. The first fib extension here, I'll make this a little more accurate here. So the first extension of the fib lines up right where it consolidated. Now it's kind of consolidating right around the 161. And then these 4 green lines are a daily open high lows of a candle, which is also an order block. So this candle is an order block, open high low close. And we caught the dump almost perfectly. It's so funny. Someone on Twitter today asked me how I said 66.50. I just picked the 50% mark between 6,700 and 6,600, which were the 2 levels I had, and I got 66.50. Vinici reminded me of something that I'll show you guys on here that I mentioned when we had this second dump here. If you guys remember, this order block here, I don't have my magnet on. No wonder my shit's fucked. believe it was this one. It might be on Bitfinex, but there you go. So this weekly order block, right? This is getting very busy with all these lines. I apologize, guys. But this weekly order block here, right? If you would have just drawn this one out, you would have caught all three of these, major dumps so far. And the 50% mark of this weekly order block is 66.12. What was the low of this? 66.10. We're off by $2. What was the low on this one? Right here, I think. $64.04. So this one obviously went through it. I believe I drew this order block for this dump, and I kind of illustrated, you can get pretty close to the bottom doing that. So the EQ of the order block, someone asked, you want to see the 50% mark of the order block hold. It's not a guarantee every time, but generally I like to see the 50% mark of the order block hold when I'm trading it. So anyways, that's short. So this is another retail thing, right? We're ranging. Oh, this is 1 touch of support, 2 touch, 3 touch. How many people do you think punted along here? Right? And you get wrecked. That's not the trade you want. You want this trade here, the break of support, and then the retest for a short. That's the trade you want to be in with the direction of the market, right? You could have bought that or sold that, excuse me. And that's a clear breakdown. Like, you didn't even get the best entry. You didn't break, this is a riskier trade. Just shorting the break of this, because you could be wrong. It could have done what it did here and gone up again and then come through. But here, through it, we're confirmed below it, and then we broke again. What do we have here? We have a daily level. You go to a lower time frame. I guarantee you find an order block here. And then you can short it. So you could have shorted this retracement. I mean, that's like a sniper fucking entry, but that's so late to the party. Like, this thing is already broken down. You could have shorted this at like any point in here and been pretty confident that we're going to get another leg down. So I think part of what needs to be done for people is, a stepping back and a reanalyzing of your strategy. So when shit like this doesn't happen or does happen, you're ready. Like, you had so much time in this sideways movement here for like, everyone was posting how bored they were with Bitcoin. Like, how long were we in this range? Like almost 2 weeks. Yet when the move finally happens, everyone's acting like they weren't ready for it. Everyone's acting like they got wrecked. So that's confusing to me. The information is available to you guys all, whether it's in my Discord, other Discords, all the free ICT stuff that he's posted. And, this is my biggest gripe with what people say about ICT. He goes on rants on Twitter. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I think me alone have, I've given you guys enough examples of me using his concepts to be, sometimes scarily accurate and have successful trades, all based on stuff that is in the free videos. And I get that since crypto moves so fast, I think it attracts people who are into poker, people with short attention spans, people want to be scalping. And so when they get, 30 videos that are, 1 to 2 hours long, they're like, well, what the fuck? I'm not going to watch that. But if you're not going to put in the time in, you're going to have to be stuck with the results. The guys who are killing it on Twitter and who are posting the good trades, the guys that I know so many people idolize, the guys who are actually making money, have put in countless hours. And you got to be ready to do that. Even if you want to be a scalper and trade on the 1 minute chart, you got to be willing to put in the time to improve. And it just shows when things happen like this that a lot of people aren't taking this seriously. And if you're not taking this seriously, I hope you have a job. I hope you are not doing this full time like I know so many people are, and like I did back in 2014 when I first started doing this and thinking I was, a trading god and I knew exactly what I was doing. I quit my job and it was super stressful. And I don't like that. I have a job now and I do this on the side and it's fun and I make money. It's way better that way. When you're super stressed, if you're so stressed from trading, I think you're doing it wrong. I think you don't have a strategy in place and you're risking too much money, and that's why you're freaking out when shit like this happens. That's a lot of talking without reading this. Okay, let's see here. How do people join your Discord? I can send you a link if you DM me. Glory R shit. Gotcha. Thank you, sir. Do you have a favorite ICT series? I watched Went and don't know what to watch next. Sweaty Blue Balls. If you go into my Twitter or my Discord or into the Dog Pound, I don't know which one you came from. In the video section, there is a compilation of all ICT videos for free in the order you should watch them. Answered that question. What does net short mean? Net short means that the majority of my position is a short position. Like if my trading stack is a pie, the majority of that pie was in a short. When you hit your target for the 3-to-1 R, do you move your take profit to that level and see how much further it will go? Not sure I fully understand the question. I have orders usually set in advance for take profit always, because who knows, I might be sleeping, I might not be there, I might not be paying attention. So I always want to be able to, scale out. I always recommend scaling out and scaling in. So have take profit levels in line. I took some of that trade off in like the 7,000s. I mean, I entered at 9,600 something. So when we were in the 7,000s, I was taking profit. In the 8,000s, I was taking profit. And then I closed the majority of it around 6,700. Message retracted. How dare you? If you double click the right axis where price, it'll reset, so you don't have to keep scaling. I feel like I knew that already. I'm just stupid. What's up, Mayne? What's up, Alfonso? So this is stuff, we can kind of continually beat with a dead horse. It's so funny. Like if you watch some of my older videos, so if I double click this, oh shit, that one's staying with me. Thanks, buddy, for showing me that. Sweaty Balls, you got a weird name. Back here when I first started making videos, whenever it was, late March, early April, I talked about this exact scenario. For those of you who remember, when I had a Telegram with only 20 people in it and I had a Twitter with only 900 followers, I talked about this exact scenario. I said, how savage would it be for them to pump it up over 9K again, only to dump it in everyone's faces again? That's exactly what's happened, and it feels great. So let's talk, kind of bigger picture, what I think is going to happen next. I think, and I posted this in the Discord, what's going to happen next is people who wanted Bitcoin to start the next bull run from here, doesn't make any sense. It's not going to start from some random point. There's got to be an accumulation phase. Jesus Christ. There's got to be an accumulation phase, right? So to me, if Bitcoin is going to go over 10,000, price has to go below 7,000. And they need to get liquidity to generate enough momentum for the move, right? So that's all it is, right? It's engineering liquidity on both sides of the market. So to me, they're stomping longs the whole way. And if we're gonna break through this, 10K barrier here, I think a move down here was imminent. And that's why I posted what I posted. That's why I entered that short, because I didn't think this move here was going to be the one that's going to take us through here, which everyone was saying. If you go on Twitter, everyone's like, if this breaks, I was guilty of it. I think I remember, I apologize, I got caught up in the fucking bull hopium when we had this candle here. It was like $1,000 candle. And all of a sudden I was like, holy shit. And I actually started getting in some longs. I got wrecked on a few trades. And then I identified this false bull flag here. And that's at that point that I got back short, got back in sync with the higher time frame. So it happens to everyone. It's okay to be wrong. Like, none of us are fucking oracles. We're traders. It's all a game of probability. It's just about maximizing your probability by A, technical analysis, and B, risk management. So those are the two keys, right? So, right now, still very much we're going down. Anyone who says otherwise can shut the fuck up now. All those people who are tweeting, last chance ran newer. I fucking hate this guy. Where is this guy? Crypto Marin. Who knows this guy's Twitter? What's that guy's Twitter? Crypto Marin. You know the CNBC guy. What's his Twitter? This is a national news site, guys. Like, this is like the fucking news. Bitcoin found a bottom. How ominous would this level be? Like, this is like where people are getting their information on how to trade from this kind of shit. It's unbelievable. Crypto Marin. There we go. This guy's a plug. Oh my god. I told this guy to delete his Twitter. Critical, 6,800 level breach, 74,000 followers, this clown. Here come the chartists. It's like, yeah, bro, if you were following me, yeah, look at this, 52 likes from your boy Trader Mayne. Delete your Twitter. You're costing innocent people their life savings with your retardation. Like, this is insane to me. Like that this guy is like considered like a person, like someone you should listen to in this space when like he's been so wrong. Like, I'm pretty sure if we scroll back far enough, we'll see a tweet from him saying, "This is the last chance you'll ever be able to get Bitcoin under $8,000." Well, wrong again. So yeah, the chartists are here and they're showing again that, you know, you can predict to a very accurate degree a lot of how the market moves with proper TA and using sentiment analysis and things like that. You know, so don't listen to fucking clowns like this. Yeah, he is super cringe. Anyways, the fact that this guy has more followers than me is just all the more motivating for me to continue growing my account so I can have more followers than him one day and call him out for being a dumbass. I use the chart on BitMEX, but I only really fuck with Ethereum and Ripple on there. I sometimes ADA as well, but I just use whatever the chart is on BitMEX. Regardless, go on your Twitter feed and start deleting people who are flipping bearish now. You know, and start deleting people who were super bullish near 10K. Those are people you shouldn't be following. These are the types of examples. These are the times in the market when, you know, the people who know what they're doing stick around, and, you know, the people who don't know what they're doing, you know, they disappear. So my thoughts for what's going to happen next, I will show you here. This is very much just an idea. This is not financial advice. There's no way to be sure if this is going to happen for sure. But to me, this, how can I do this better? Let's use this. To me, this weekly block here looks like it could potentially be the base that they need to pump this thing next here. So let's add the equilibrium here. Hopefully I'm not too boring you guys. Is anyone watching as big of a LeBron James fan as I am? I really gotta apologize. I went kind of like fucking postal. I like just started tweeting shit. I was so upset. I'm a huge basketball fan, huge LeBron fan, and I feel like KD fucking ruined watching basketball. But that's just my opinion. So to me, this looks like a good base for where potentially the next move for Bitcoin can kind of form. So if we look here, we've got this weekly block, and basically we've caught the dump from, you know, all-time high. the next time we entered the 6K region, we're here, and we're now kind of back in it here. So I think this is just my next prediction, and if it's right, you guys will remember when you saw me talk about it live. And I posted this. I actually already made the idea on TradingView and saved it, so I can gloat about it later because it's fun. But what I think is going to happen here is I think we're going to see a very similar price action to we did right here. I don't know if we can be friends anymore there, Canid. Live in the Bay Area. Actually, that's a lie. I have respect for people who were Golden State Warriors fans before they got good. Like, if you knew who was on the team when they beat the Mavericks in 2008, when they were the 8 seed and they beat the 1 seed Mavericks, like, if you know who was on that team, I got some respect for you as a basketball fan. If you're like, oh, I got a Kevin Durant jersey because I started watching Golden State Warriors like 2 years ago, that's the kind of shit I hate. Anyways, Baron Davis, that's what's up. Yes. See, here we go. This is what I'm saying. What strain you got in that pen? Fuck. You guys are funny. This is a hybrid. It's sativa heavy. It's pretty nice. I need a refill. I just moved into like a nice new apartment. I'm like a little too nice to want to like smoke indoors, just like hella joints. So I've been reduced to the weed pen. Not quite as good. But anyway, so this is what I think is going to happen here. And you guys will be able to say you saw it live, but I think we're going to see this kind of price action here. I think we're going to see some accumulation happening between, I don't know if we'll get as high as 7,400 right away. I think this bottom here might be a level to watch in terms of if you're playing a scalp long, trying to get in a position down here. I think potentially up here would be a decent first target. And I think we're going to see some of this sideways here. Might go higher, but I think it's going to be very much like this. And then in my opinion, the move that is going to happen is going to be the ultimate bear trap. Or bull trap, excuse me, the ultimate bull trap. So I think we're going to see some accumulation here. And I think we're going to see a decisive move blowing out 10K finally. And I think when we blow out 10K, I think people are going to go nuts. I think that would get, CNBC money. That's going to give us the fuel. Bitcoin over 10,000 again. Bitcoin back above 5 digits. That's going to get a lot of hype on Twitter. That's going to get a lot of interest back in the market. They're going to have accumulate. This is liquidation city, right? They ripped this whole move down has allowed the smart money to get longer, right? That's what they do when we talked about this in the last video. When they dump it through, people have their stops under here, right? So if you are long on this move and you have a stop here, what is under there? Right? You have a sell stop. And if I trigger a sell stop, what is that? What do I do to trigger that? It's a buy order, right? So that's how you get more long. You need sell side liquidity. So when you see these moves expand, that's partly due to, mass liquidations. You follow those liquidation feeds, that's what you see. Richard, I'll talk about that in 1 second. So that's why you see it accelerate like this. As for this stop, this is a very much a look, just based on this whole move to 10K. I would not be surprised to see this get swept. That said, part of my prediction is this, right? We're going to see this sideways action here, and then we're going to see a move that is going to finally break 10K. And then I think the next thing, just like 10K was, hype city, everyone was saying, we're going to 10K and I'm targeting 10.3, right? We're going to have this really clean, essentially, I'm not even going to use a line for this. Like, there's tons of liquidity here, right? ICT calls shit Candyland, right? Fuck me. a double top, almost a triple top, tons of people who caught short here. This is all fucking liquidity up here, right? So I think we have a run into this liquidity, and I think they could we could very well hit 12K and blow out this high. Or I think maybe, and this would be crazy if I get this exactly right, but we have almost an identical move to here. Whereas we have the liquidity is obvious. Did I just make that line 120,000? Fucking A. I think we have a very similar move to here where we liquidate all of these people, come ever so close to 12,000, and then we don't get there, trap everyone in longs, and then it's going to be, massive down move. And I think what's going to happen is now if we form a new local low here, because to me, I try and think like the market maker, right? How can I most fuck the masses? And if you go on Twitter, everyone today is scrambling to do what? They're scrambling to redraw their stupid fucking diagonal trend lines that have been broken. That's what they're doing. So, you're going to see those fucking guys who are like, okay, well, no, we got this line here, and then we got, this here, and then, okay, look, but we're now look at this, guys. Yeah, no, that's okay. It's okay to spike through. But then we got, hold on, let me see. I'm doing like some sort of chatty trend line drawing guy. Here we go. Right? There's the line. I'm so against trend lines, I don't even know how to draw them properly. But I think that qualifies, right? You got your 1, your 2, and where's your third touch? Who went long here? Raise your hand, right? And so now everyone's going to be struggling. So if they go, okay, well now here's the new trend line. And what do we have here? It's a higher low, right? We're still on the march to 50K. You're going to see more tweets about that. And then I think just with that combination of all these fucking idiots redrawing these triangles, redrawing these trend lines, I'm going to leave that there for a sec. That combined with a break of 10K, a shot of 12K, because as we get close to 12K is a lot closer to 20K than we have been lately. People would be going insane. People would be going nuts. And so I could just imagine the gnarliest move would be to, accumulate here, chop people the fuck up, break 10K, people go insane, we have a retest, and then we come ever so close to 12K, right? Bull trend confirmed, higher lows, And yeah, there's going to be money to be made on longs here, and we're going to be in them. Just like, on this move, when we did a video, I guess a month and a half ago now, we talked about how we caught long down here, and we rode this up to almost 10K. There's going to be money to be made there, but the macro trend has not changed yet. So to me, the biggest money trades, like obviously a long from here to here is almost 100% move, right? But a short from here to through here is not only 100% move, but it's in the direction of the higher time frame. So crazy pump up to here, and then imagine this, right? Because what do we have here now? Effectively, we have all these chartists redrawing it. This is going to be the new diagonal, right? Well, no, this is going to hold, right? And then what we've really created here is this is just such a massive amount of liquidity that's now formed since early November. On the long side, people are just stacking their, this is where the stops are going to be. And then imagine if you get everyone else to go long on their whole stack, they're putting their long-term, well, it's not going to break these lows, right? These are just the higher lows on the way to the moon. But then it pumps all the way up here, fucks people, and then absolutely smashes through everything. And then where would we go? I don't know, maybe this monthly block here. I'm going to check the questions in a sec, guys, here. I know I'm on a little bit of a roll here. Like imagine that. And then that's when the next bull run comes. I'm not saying that that's going to happen for sure, but I am liking it. I like the logic of it to me in terms of how I trade and how I view the market, trying to look at it as a market maker, that I can structure a trade around this. And what I mean by that is I am going to look to enter a long down here, and I'm going to be targeting on the high side way up here. And I'll have my stop like down here because, if you pull out your thing here, if I'm targeting way up here, my stop is here, this is like 4-1 almost, 3.5-1, right? Like that's the same as that short trade I took, right? My stop was way up here, but since had such a long-term target, this is a fat long you take, and then if it blows through this low, I want to be out of it anyway, so who cares? And then on the flip side, obviously, you would short it up here. Your stop could be way tighter on the short side because you're like, well, fuck, if it breaks through this high, I definitely don't want to be in this trade anymore. And fuck, I mean, that's 5-1, but even just back to the local lows is 3.5-1. So I'm going to screenshot this shit because I need something to, retweet the haters. Anyways, does that make sense? You guys let me know. Does that make sense? Yeah, we're definitely going to 120. Here, I'll answer this question now. When you were wrong on your long call, what was my stop loss? Let me show you, bro. You guys remember that fucking chart? Remember I called that live just like I did the last time. We'll see who's talking shit then. Sorry, I'm just gonna answer a couple. So on that long that I got wrong there, Richard, I was trying to catch the knife, counter trend, stupid. So I was trying to catch the knife here, and I had my long or my stop under this swing low. So here was my trade basically. Terrible entry, as you can see. Fuck you. Sometimes this thing's so annoying. Stop was here. And I thought we would kind of have a nice dump, or pump, excuse me. I didn't even think we were going to get this high. I would have probably scaled off some around here, but I definitely didn't think it was just going to power through as quick as it did. But hey, I had that large short open, and I mean, my risk here was so minimal. It was a relatively small trade, and I was literally looking for, get long here and take profit here, maybe a 1.5-1. But sometimes you can overtrade. You don't always need to be in a trade, and in that instance, I was trying to catch a knife, and now didn't work. So hopefully that, but I had a strategy, right? I had a trade set up. I knew what my risk was. I knew the parameters of the trade before entering it, and I was wrong. And I got stopped out when I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was asleep, and I woke up and I was out a couple $100. No big deal. So not a lot of stress in my trading. So that's how it should be. And it's not just because I know exactly what I'm doing. It's because I'm never in a position where I'm risking more than I should be, or an amount that makes me uncomfortable. So, the emotion in me, the degen in me wants to fucking long right around here. But I just closed a massive trade, and I would rather just chill and play Fortnite tonight than, be in another trade. So Isaiah Thomas for the win. Which Isaiah Thomas? The little one that we had in Cleveland for 20 games? Couldn't get along with LeBron, so he had him shipped out of there. One of the things I'll say about LeBron that upsets me is the team he has in Cleveland is largely his doing. You know, he got Tristan Thompson paid. He got J.R. Smith paid. Kyrie didn't want to play with him. So, but it's tough because he doesn't have any trust for Dane Gilbert. Anyways, someone commented I was talking shit with on Twitter about basketball. And, you know, he was talking shit and I was talking some shit back. And then I'm like, he said something. I was like, why are you following me, bro? And he's like, not for sports, for crypto. And I was like, fair enough. So, I love this guy. He's so funny. Just savage. Scarface. So, yeah, what else do you guys want to talk about here? Someone asked me some fucking questions. So, I mean, that's kind of my overall picture for Bitcoin. I just kind of showed you what I think it's going to happen. So, to me, am I telling you to get long right now? I don't know. Do your own analysis and you know, have a plan in place and then act on it. We very well could just continue down from here and we could, you know, clear out, you know, this consolidation here. I would not be surprised at all. And I won't be upset if I miss that trade because I just, you know, closed a great trade. So you don't always have to get in every move. So something like that, I think, could be the next trade I enter. We'll see. Someone told me to, I think, pull a low from here or something, a fib. I mean, how low do you want me to pull it? What do you say? Fib from the bottom of the 2014 bear market to 20K. Oh my God. There? Something like that? Yeah, I mean, it could go down here. To me, what I see is, you know, I see the block here being the one to kind of watch. You know, this consolidation, this is the supply zone, right? If you don't want to call it an ICT order block, like this is the supply zone that generated that move. Go log. I don't fuck with the log, bro. But I'll do it just for you. Like this fucking shit. This one here. I bet you it's painful to watch me use TradingView. Like for you guys that know what you're doing. There you go. Is this it? Is that it, bro? I definitely see it as a possibility, Alfonso. I just said that I wouldn't be surprised if that got blown out at all. If that got blown out, you play like a Judas swing, right? You say, okay, they're blowing this out, and there's going to be some sort of retracement. But this is the essence of. I messed the top. Oh, there. Is that it? 350. 350. What the fuck? The bottom line is, and I think I've explained this in previous videos, like fibs are just a measuring tool. I don't rely on my trade being within the 0.75 sweet spot. There's so much more to it than that. It has to line up with order flow and with order blocks and be near key support and resistance levels, and that was covered extensively in my last video. I can see the retracements with my eye now. That's how much time I've spent drawing these things on charts. So for Alfonso, and this is what I mean, kind of the problem is with people, and I'm not pointing out just you specifically, is they go, oh, well, if it breaks this level, you long it. Like, why, after what just happened here and all I've said in the last hour, why would you be just like looking for only longs right now, right? When a way higher probability trade, if you think 6,400 is going to break, is wait for it to break and then wait for a retracement and see if it goes lower. If 6,400 breaks, that's a much larger consolidation, than the one that we just cleared. Like, this is huge, right? If this breaks, there's going to be cascading liquidation that's going to give you a big dump candle, just like this one, right? That's why when this, 2-week long accumulation broke here, we had this huge expansion because all of those peoples were stopping out their longs. Hopefully that makes sense there, right? So, I mean, yes, there's going to be, if this breaks, there's definitely a long opportunity somewhere there. But that's not what I'm focused on right now. I am looking for a longer term long based on kind of that setup that I had described at the start there, kind of shooting towards 12K. So that's my long term outlook on Bitcoin. In terms of what's happening right now, we have these key daily level here. If you're looking for a trade, I mean, I don't enter trades super fast after a move like this. I wait for some price action to form. Wait for if a long is going to form, what's going to happen? We're going to have an order block that's going to break this swing high. So imagine this. Imagine a candle forms here and the resulting move from that candle breaks this high, right? That's your break in market structure right there, right? So you have the break in market structure. Then this is the long that's high probability, right? This one targeting, well, what is this? This is a fair value gap. Right, there's a huge void here. That's the long you want to take, back up to here. And where do you put your stop? Your stop can be right here. It could be even lower, right? So if you want to have a super tight stop, you put your stop right below the order block. Right? Saying, okay, well, if this works, the order block, that's a sick risk reward right there, right? But you can play it loose, play it down here, and you still got essentially a 2-to-1. So like that's the kind of long setup I would look to form. I'd wait for this swing high to get broken. I mean, if you're impatient, you could try and wait for this one to get broken. We're near key daily levels, right? So you can start looking for a setup. Or on the flip side, right, you wait for, and this is what I mean, it's a probability game, right? Like after a huge dump like this, I do think a retracement of some sort is due. But it does not have to happen. This thing could just plow down again, down below, and it could, liquidate 6.4 like you were saying there. So you could also have something like this form, right? Another order block would form here. But let's say this order block, price goes down here, breaks this low, right? You then want to enter here for the next leg, right? And be prepared for either situation. If price starts breaking down, you can enter short. That's the beauty of planning it out in advance, right? Once the trade setup forms, you're going to see. Using the order blocks strategy is good because you get the confirmation on the break of market structure, then the retest. And if I'm wrong, I have such a tight risk, right? So, those are two potential scenarios for what could happen next here. What else could happen is we could just go sideways. We could just have, ranging here for a while. get you complacent again, you know, and then people will say, oh, this ranging's bullish, like or bearish, or, you know, it's there. How many people are going to draw this as a bear flag, right? Bear flag, you know, maybe they break it down. What's going to happen if this is a bear flag? They're going to break it down, right? They break down. What does everyone do? Everyone's going to hop on short, put their stops up here, and then what's going to happen? Right? We've talked about this exact situation at 10K. It's like the exact same. So look for this kind of stuff. This is what you should be using retail patterns for identifying how the market maker could engineer more liquidity for them to, you know, make the move that they want to move, or that they want to do, excuse me. So if we blow through 6K, then what would be your move? If we blow through 6K, I'm going to be looking for a fucking epic long entry below 6K. You know, there's lots of levels to watch that I've had on my chart for literally 6 months now. You know, we'll watch levels down here. Lots of price action happen below 6K, right? So this is a monthly level. This is a weekly level, and I know that there's a weekly order block in here, obviously, that I deleted. And then there's another monthly block even lower. So I would be waiting for price action to approach these levels, and then I'd be looking for trade setups around those levels. That's a large part of what I do. I get a lot of people asking me about, you know, ICT, the mentorship, you know, secret sauce, all this shit. You know, trying to find the quick fix. Well, how can I avoid watching all of his videos? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, my stream health is red, guys. Bad. Damn. Stream's current bitrate. Is that why? Is it really bad for you guys? Like, is it super, like, behind? Because I think I fucked up the resolution. I mean, I'm going to get better at this. This is my first one, but hopefully this is watchable. That'd be shitty if it wasn't. Jesus Christ. Okay, so where was I here? If 6K. So I mean, yeah, everyone asked me about it. It's like, first of all, you got to get through the stuff. As much as like people talk shit about ICT, I don't give a shit about who he is as a person at all. If he's a crazy person, if he never said he was going to charge and now he's charging, first of all, if you look at the sheer amount of content he's put out, why would he have ulterior motives? Like, there's so much shit out there that's helpful. Like, I know some of the best traders on Twitter have just watched his free stuff only, and they crush it on a regular basis. You know, Trader SZ, he watched all of ICT's free stuff, and he's incorporated that with Chris Laurie and with other stuff that he's learned. Midge Gaunt, same thing. Crypto Orca, who has like 90,000 followers, studied ICT. Day Trader Nick studied ICT. Just the free videos, guys. There's enough in those free videos, if you put the time in and actually apply it in the charts and practice, to successfully trade crypto and other assets as well. Anything with a chart. You could trade fucking Forex, you could trade stocks, just using the stuff in the free content. You don't need anything else than that other than putting some time in. And I get that it takes a while, but like, you know, you don't get good at something overnight. You know, I don't care how fast you learn, how impatient you are, you have to put in the time. Whether it's 10,000 hours or 1,000 hours, like, you got to put in the time. There's no replacing that. And so when people talk shit about ICT, I know that they just haven't watched the shit. They're like, oh, well, I watched, you know, a couple of Went, you know, the Went series, and, you know, it was crap. He's crap. Like, all right, dude, well, think what you want. To me, I learned a lot of what I do now from those free videos. That's a fact. Everything I show you guys live, for the most part, is from those videos. So it works for me. Maybe it doesn't work for everyone. Works for me, and I know it works for a lot of other people. So put in the time. It's everything you need is in there. Forget about who created the videos. Just realize that there's an incredible resource of free shit there for you to study along with other shit you should be studying. But the type of trading is called price action. There's lots of other people who teach variants of price action. I don't preach that, Michael is the only guy who does it, or that, his way is the only way to do it properly. But what he does works for me, and that's why I use those concepts and use a lot of his terminology. So there. What about a juice swing? It could be a Judas swing. Exactly. It could be a break below 6,400 and a Judas swing. That's not the type of trade I generally like to take. I just showed you the one I like to take. I always like to take the break and then the retest. I don't use any oscillators. I don't really look at volume. Video is intimidating. It's a lot, but if you're trying to take trading seriously and make this into a career, you got to put in the time. There you go, Ken. Malcolm Gladwell shit. Yeah, definitely turn it on 1.5 or 2x speed. That will definitely help. Definitely cannot answer that. Being part of the mentorship, you sign a non-disclosure. So anything I share is stuff that's freely available on his YouTube and freely available online. Anything I learned from the mentorship, I paid for it. Why would I risk anything by sharing stuff I paid for? What I can tell you about the mentorship is it's awesome. I'm learning a ton of shit, but it's not for someone who's not committed. If you can't even put in the time to watch this free shit, don't even bother with the mentorship, because it's even more content. And beyond that, it's deep. You got to kind of know it's expected that you have a good understanding on all of the free stuff before you can jump into that mentorship. I've been trading since 2013. I got into crypto kind of on that first bull run to 1,000, and that's when I created my Twitter and started posting. And then I got wrecked, man. I had something like 40 Bitcoin when they were a couple $100, and it went to 1,000, and I thought I knew everything. I quit my job to trade full time, and I learned a lot of lessons by losing a lot of money. I learned a lot from Kazanomics. I was part of his group for a while, for about a year. Learned a lot there. And then once I kind of got wrecked, initially I stopped using Twitter. And at that point, that's how you know the bottom is in, when people give up. People are giving up. So I gave up. I stopped trading. I got off Twitter, and then about a year after that, in about 2014, 2015, I started getting back into it. I discovered ICT, and I started just studying all of his videos, and I started trading Forex a lot. And then I got back into crypto in 2016 and started paying attention to it again after spending some time exclusively trading Forex. I talked to Crypto Trooper. He's part of the Dog Pound. Shout out to the Dog Pound, as always. So yeah, we talk occasionally. Yes, that's who it is. I don't understand what the log scale shows, other than an excuse for people to draw trend lines and show that we're still on this logarithmic uptrend. Like, it just seems like a cop out. Seems like a tool of people who don't know how to actually trade. That's just my opinion, though. I'm sure some people use it. Well, I don't know. Not me, though. Can you repeat the traders? Chris Laurie is a great one. ICT, Michael Huddleston is his name. I am ICT. Trader SZ, Crypto Orca, Kazanomics. The price of the mentorship is $150 US per month for 12 months. Look at this. So what did I just say? What did we just go over about this potentially being a bear flag, right? Now, what if this is the order block that's going to break this swing low? What are we going to do? if this forms, let's say, and then price breaks through here, I would enter on a retest of there. Who knows though? This could just be your stupid little bear flag thing here. It could just be continuation of this. So we'll see. We're watching. I'm not in a position right now other than altcoins. The mentorship has enhanced a lot of things I learned in the free videos. Some of it is not going to be applicable to crypto. It's Forex based. But yeah, if you can't watch the 3 videos and you haven't gone through the free videos, don't even think about the mentorship. You're wasting your time. I was profitable before taking the mentorship. Anyway, so anyone got any more questions? Look at that. So this is why trendline traders think their trend lines work, right? You could just be like, boom. Oh, look, it respected the trend line. Oh, God, respected the trend line. Trend line's not going to last. You know what works? Diagonals. Or diagonals, sorry, horizontals. Weed pen's working, obviously. So we're getting over an hour here, guys. I think I'm going to hop off. Say last questions here. This was fun. I like doing this live stream. We'll definitely have to do this more frequently. So I'll kind of just do like a summary here of kind of what my plans are here. So first off, I kind of explained what I think is happening with Bitcoin long term. So let's see if that plays out. Short term, I went over kind of what I expected as well. Making money in a bear market. Remove your bias. Learn that the market just goes up and down. Don't be afraid to short Bitcoin. Dollar cost average down your alt positions. In terms of what's next for Trader Mayne, gonna keep trying to make these videos for you. It's obviously summer now. Weather's getting nicer. I'm actually going away to Colombia for business purposes, obviously. Next Friday. This Friday, June 16th. So be out of town for a bit. Won't be posting, but when I'm back, I'll try and do, ideally I'd like to be able to do at least 1 video a week. That would be the dream. I don't know if we'll get there, maybe 1 every other week, but who knows? I do like doing this live stream. I like having live interaction with you guys. I do want to still, I keep saying it, some more structured videos. But again, a lot of the questions a lot of people are asking are things I've already answered. I will do a risk management specific video there, sweaty blue balls. So I will do a video completely dedicated to that, how to manage your position size, how to plan your risk, all that sort of stuff. I might work on that with someone from the Dog Pound. I think we're talking about, ramping up some more content. So I'm more than happy to do these types of live streams and things if you guys enjoy them. Again, don't over leverage yourself. Don't trade more than you're willing to lose. Be smart. Have a stop loss. All these things. Watch videos. Watch ICT. Study. Spend your time in the charts, and also don't forget to go enjoy life and not spend all your time staring at this shit. Set aside time to do it every day to practice. Back test. Go into the Forex market. You have way more price history, right? Like the levels of Bitcoin, you've been staring at Bitcoin so long, you're just like focused on like, okay, well these levels. So it's hard to practice sometimes. You can still paper trade, but go into these Forex markets and you can scroll back so far, 2004, and find an order block, find a key level, and say, okay, well if this is the order block here, here's the swing high. We'll do it live. What do we have? We have an order block formed here. Breaks the swing high. What do? You buy it on the retest, right? It's like you can practice this stuff in other markets and get accustomed to seeing it. Mark the daily level and then go down on a lower time frame, look for an order block around there. So hopefully we'll get this resolution thing fixed next time. Do you set percentage risk for trade? Not 2%. I don't have a set percentage, but I do have, some parameters that I keep within. It's a little different for crypto versus what I do for Forex in terms of what I risk per trade, but they're different markets. I do not use oscillators or divergences. Everything is price action. Everything is horizontal lines, order blocks, and time and price and open high lows of candles. That's like the majority of my strategy. All right, guys. We will talk to you in the future here. Yeah, everyone stay safe out there. My DMs are open. You got questions, hit me in there. Hit me in one of the Discords. Looking forward to seeing what comes next for Bitcoin here. All right, guys.